Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Streaming live on Saturday night. We're going to have a look at how horizons always disprove that we live on a globe. It disproves the globe model wherever you look in the real world. So we have people talking about looking at the sun and doing other things, seeing ships disappear off into the distance, getting cut off at the bottom, looking at sunrises and sunsets, and assuming this can only happen on a globe Earth. But we're going to have a look at some clips, about 30 minutes of a compilation of clips I've taken over the past 10 years looking into this. And that's the first thing I looked at, really, and that's why I realized that when people make claims that the horizon is like the edge of a curve or an edge, that's not true. And this always disproves the globe. So I'm just waiting to see if people come in on the chat and if the sound's okay. Might be a little bit too loud, actually, I'm not sure. Hello, the Jolly Man. Hi. Thanks for showing up. Is the sound okay? Just give me another thumbs up or something. Hope you're all doing all right. It's already kind of early hours of Sunday morning for me here in Phuket. But for most of you, it might be Saturday evening. Hello, Simon. Simon Payton, hi. All right. Yeah. So if you just joined, just let a few people come in for a bit. But okay, thank you. Okay, punctured ball. Okay, great. Yeah, glad you could come in. Thank you. All right. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you very much. It's best to get that sorted. Oxbow Spirit, hello there. All right, good to see you all coming in. But this is it for me. You know, we've got all this focus on the sun, right? But it was only ever thinking about what the sun is and imagining what the sun is and where it is and why it's there and how we're going around it that the globe was ever formed. And as we talked about last week, you know, stars. If there were no stars in the sky, or they weren't always in the same place, then no one would have ever made any maps like we see today with hemispheres, right? And you see people keep talking about the globe predicts, yeah? That's a total false assumption and it's misleading, yeah? Because what we see happen is predictable. Sunrises, sunsets, eclipses, and where the stars are and what's happening at a certain time of year. Yeah, that's all predictable, and it can be modeled in various ways. But we know that the globe model is simply a conversion of what we're seeing across a level plane and a parallel sky into this orthographic view, which then changes these what would be parallel lines appearing to converge into geometry. And then predicting, the globe predicts, as they say, this curvature, 8 inches per mile squared, or whether it's a few kilometers and you get about 6 feet, let's say 10 kilometers or 10 miles, you get about 6 feet of curvature. Yeah. Now, the thing is, there's this confusion about looking across at a certain height above the surface. When people first started looking into this, everyone's kind of measuring the height above the surface and then how far they can see. And actually what happens, and we'll see in these videos, is that when we're at a very low level, we get a sharp horizon, because that's just the limit of what we can see with any clarity on the surface. Okay, so there's this horizon that appears on the surface, but there's also the convergence in the distance where the surface and the parallel sky appear to converge. yeah, and horizons are our eye level, and this is why horizons instantly disprove or destroy any notions that the globe makes predictions about horizons, because even if you see something apparently dropping down, what is explained away as being a curvature, but we're going to see the difference in these videos between going down a hump or up and over a hump and going through this band of convergence on a level surface. Yeah, so we'll talk through them. These are old videos stitched together, but I've cut them down to the most kind of significant bits. So it's about 30 minutes, and we'll go through that. So everything I'm going to say is going to be kind of covered in the videos. But I suppose the important thing to point out is that, for me, this is what did it for me, is that when we're told that horizons prove, or horizons happen at a certain distance on the globe, and that's curvature, and then just instantly realized, actually it was when Eric Dubay pointed it out on one of his interviews. The moment he said that, the horizon's at your eye level, or whatever the words were used, it's your eye level. People often say rises to your eye level. That's because the surface appears to rise, but actually what it is it's an indicator of your eye level. It's your your height, yeah. And that's what it's for. That's how our vision works, and we're used to it. So although things aren't seen in this kind of Euclidean geometry, with everything kind of going off in parallel lines and remaining equal distances apart, of course, then that doesn't give us any sense of depth, and it would just be alien to us to look at the world like that, which is what happens when people turn what we see in front of us through our eyes into this side-on view, and they use a flat surface or a curve, but actually if you're just in the air with no surface below you and no sky above you, you still have this apparent convergence where that's your horizon, yeah. So that's just what happens. All right, so let me just say hi to everyone in the chat. Thank you for coming in. Sorry for the long monologue there. Yeah, okay. Punctured ball, okay. They've come through. Hello there. All right. Wyatt, hello. Jollyman says geometry curves with space-time, and then says hello to Love Kung Fu. YouTube, hello. FPV Angel, hello there. All right, YouTube. Oh yes, you were at the start. Yeah. Good going. Not bad. Early days. All right, great. Yet here we are. Why is the horizon at eye level? Wouldn't the horizon be level with our feet? Well, no. Again, it appears. Always the word appears, because it's not physically there, really, is it? The horizon. It's something that occurs in our eyes. If you close your eyes, there's no horizon there. So across the level surface, it just remains level, of course. And if you turn that into this orthographic view, then it would be you've got the parallel lines of the level surface and whatever's above it, yeah. But in our vision, just as we look through a corridor, that's one thing I didn't prepare and for this set of stuff is of course that's what happens with our eyes. We can see that. We just look at a photograph, we look down a corridor, we know, and we just have to. We don't really think about it, but actually, when you start thinking about it, and you realise that all the observations in the sky, on or above the Earth, about, again, focusing on the sun and the stars and the moon, yeah, they're all governed by perspective. So, that's the thing. When you're talking about models, the globe model it doesn't ignore perspective, because it converts perspective into a geometric sphere by first turning our forward-facing view into a side-on view, and then plotting the declination that we see off into the distance to give us this depth of field as a semicircle, an arc, a geometric arc, which is then brought down onto the floor. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, there's loads I want to say, but let's just start going through it, yeah? Now, No, you see, okay, yet here I'm going to maybe just answer your question briefly before we go into this. But no, this is it. Again, you're thinking of these orthographic views, and you're thinking about where this line should be, our line of sight, where it should be compared to where the surface is. And no, this is not what's happening. As you look at reality, as you look at what you see here, okay, when we are facing forward. Now, it doesn't matter if your camera is tilted up or down, or you're looking up or down, right? What happens is that as long as the surface is in your view, obviously if you tilt too high up, then the surface just drops out of view, right? But basically, where the horizon is always in line with everything else that's at that height. So of course it's not physically ramping up, it just appears to, because it indicates your eye level. The further away something is, the more it kind of appears to move with you, because something that's far away helps you assess the size and the distance of things more immediately in front of you. It gives you that background reference. This is a survival tool of the human eye. Don't know about other animals, yeah? Okay, but that's what it does. Yeah, now you can try this yourself. If you just maybe put some things on a tabletop quite close, just stand them on the table, get a camera, use your eyes, whatever, and then, maybe another as many meters away as you can, maybe 3, 4, 5 meters away, put a mark on the wall or something like that. Okay, and then you start moving your eye level up and down, and you will see that you get this parallax, as it were, because the dot on the wall doesn't move as much up and down. It kind of moves with you. It appears to move with you to help keep you that reference, obviously, until it goes too far out of line. Yeah. So yeah, this is the thing. This is why flat Earth is great, because once you start looking into it, with that innocent perception, just like when you were a kid and you're looking at things and no one's telling you what this is or what that is. You might be looking at a piece of wood, and you might be looking at the grain in it, or some flaky paint, yeah, or the way glass is reflecting and things like that. You're just checking it out and you're loving it, yeah. You're not really thinking too much about the science of it. You're just enjoying it, appreciating that awe and wonder, yeah. And then you kind of turn that off after a while, yeah, once you kind of get used to how the world looks, and we make our way around it with perspective always governing our observations. Any observation whatsoever, whether it's through your eyes or through a camera, is governed by perspective. It is integral. It is what comprises your vision. So any observations made across the earth or up in the sky involve perspective, and that's what's been converted into this imaginary curve, even though we don't see any curvature in perspective, yeah. But it's just that you can use these geometry and angles and things to express things as a curve, going to non-Euclidean geometry instead of the kind of Euclidean, yeah. Okay. No, so again, yet here we are, okay? Yes, it is important what people say, and it can, of course, become across as very flippant, okay? But, I've kind of refined what I say is to, your horizon is your eye level indicator, okay? Just like in an aircraft, yeah? It tells you. Yeah, the horizon tells you where you are in relation to everything else. It does give you an indication of your height. Something I've written up on here is horizons appear at your eye level. Yeah, they appear. They're not physical. Yeah, but the horizon does show us the physical nature of the Earth, which is level, and the parallel sky. We don't see any curving or dipping down of the sky. It's all going off in a parallel line, okay? So it's like an endless corridor as far as we can see. And of course, our eyes are limited by all sorts of things going on the surface and above the surface, as well as, just how far our eyes can see. Yeah? All right then. So I'm going to just kind of make this a bit smaller. So what they are, this, these are kind of playing in silent, so there's no music or other commentary. So I'll kind of comment along. So if that's all right with you guys. But these were some of the very first shots I took. And I'm just going to start playing it now. So, okay. I just went, because I was figuring, okay, let's now remind me to talk about cold horizons, doing this in cold weather, not just in the heat. Okay, so it's not just heat. Okay, this is by basically bringing the camera down low. Yes, you do bring the horizon closer to you. This is an optical effect. So what happens with this road is that, of course, it is bumpy. It's got undulations. It's not totally smooth, but it is level, as it were. It's not going down any hills or big curves, but there are, it's just like the surface of water. This is what people have to understand when they're looking at ships going off in the distance, just as we see happening here. The lower you get, the more extreme this cutting off becomes, and you can see that the dog walked past. It was very clear there because he was very close. Yeah. So, yeah. This is the thing, a lot of the time, people thinking about the globe will think of this smooth sphere and things like that, and it's like no surface in nature is smooth ever, and especially waves. And of course with waves what's happening is they're usually getting larger and larger, the bigger and bigger dips between them over greater distance, but at the same time they appear to get smaller and smaller and more condensed. Yeah, so boats will disappear down these big troughs and the waves that are coming up. I went to the beach today. Yeah, I'm just swimming at Bang Tao Beach off Phuket here, and just in the shallows. But when you've got your face down near the water, like just a little bit of a bloop will just cut everything off. Yeah, and you've got this very weird perception of how high things are. Yeah. That's right, FPV Angel. They shrink with distance. Yeah. Well, this is it. People forget that everything shrinks. Here you can see the road, the trees, the fence, the sky, whatever. Yeah, it's all shrinking. Yeah. So yeah, I was fascinated to see this stuff, and just how what happens here is you end up getting several horizons coming together, because you've got these little bumps in the road, and then so each one creates its own distortion, or what I suppose eventually worked out is diffraction. It's not necessarily refraction, but you can call it what you want, right? That's basically what's happening. There's this effect caused by, this is maybe what they could, you could envisage when they talk about bending space-time. This is kind of what's happening, right? You've got this bending of the space. You can't see the space, so there's all these kind of gaps. There's these troughs. So watch this motorbike go away, and boom, it's like he's getting swallowed up. It really looks like he's going down this big hill, but he's not. It's just the distortion that's created by very small blips in the road. Yeah. I'll just read the chat there. Nimble Horse, hello. All right. Yeah. The guy practically disappeared there, didn't he? The Jolly Man. Increase the visual angle, decrease the angle of compression. Yeah, that's right. Very well said. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. The higher you get, it's like a concertina, isn't it? Yeah. It's cool. And this is it. This is what is not ever, you think about this, yeah, we're seeing a greater and greater distance, but it's being more and more compressed. None of these visual effects are compensated for in the globe, which is made up of observations, right? talking about the horizon, yeah, and where things get cut off by it. But of course, they're just taking, it's for a. Now just check this out. You can see how I've overlaid a time lapse of a sunset with this guy going down the road. So obviously, as he's come past me, he's just going in a straight line. But because of perspective, as he's come past me from the right-hand side, he's now gone to the middle. So this is what we see happening with the sun. Yeah? It's perspective. Yeah, there you go. Watch him go again. See, watch this driver. He's just going in a straight line, but it's just all going off into the middle there because he's come in from the side. Isn't that cool? Yeah? I mean, it's like when I first started looking at this, there's another one, yeah? They all do the same. They're all just going in a straight line. Yeah? It's like when you first start looking at this, it's like, wow, this really happens every time you observe things. All right, and there's this guy again back to... so that what we just saw just now is on a different road. That was taken from another video, but we've come back to this road to show this one. Yeah. So yeah, it's all, this is it. The angular size is going all directions. So here is a very early video. Let me just move myself. I'm kind of just illustrating here, like, what's happening in terms of perspective, whether it's a balloon or the sun or the clouds, the reflection on the water, this green line. I'm pointing out that there's this hazy line. This is just kind of sharing what I realized from looking at this, and then how, just explaining how parallel lines appear to converge and how everything else in the distance appears to converge. Yet here we are. Let me come back to that. No, okay, hang on. Let me just pause this a second. Okay, yet here we are. It says, why are we so concerned about the shape of the earth? Why the argument? Because, yet here we are, it's very important to understand how easily people can be fooled into believing things, especially when it comes to people telling us how and why we are here, and essentially who we are and what we're here to do or what we're here for. Yeah. So you have to separate. This is about using discernment in life for everything, for everyone you meet, all the actions you do, all the things you think you're going to do, all the things you plan or don't plan. It's basically understanding the difference between knowledge and belief. Yeah, and so it's having that ability. It's mind training. Yeah, giving yourself that ability to detach from what we've been taught. Yeah, and accept and understand that no matter who's been telling you things and how solid that's become in your mind, it's only there because someone made you believe it. Yeah, and so it's about checking reality for yourself. Now that doesn't mean that you then go and say, oh well, it's this, it's that. No one's expecting to find out. Yeah, but what we understand is that when you realize that people can be fooled about what horizons are, you realize that people like astrophysicists and scientists and even people working for NASA and other space agencies can be fooled because they believe this stuff in the first place, which simply isn't true. And all you've got to do is look. It's really, really easy to see. But the challenge is to be able to process it in your mind and accept that you have now discovered something different to what we were taught. And that is really, really important for the rest of your life. So, it's not about believing. Yeah, we all understand why people believe we live on a globe. The story is well known, the reasons are well known. but all the reasons are from indirect evidence, deductive reasoning based on faulty logic. Yeah, they're all just made up. Yeah, and so it's very difficult to comprehend just how big this is, but actually it's so simple that we've been sent off in this wildly wrong direction when it's simple how and why that was done, or not necessarily why. Yeah. But the other thing is, it's a huge distraction. It depends on what you think life is all about. This is fundamental to our raison d'être. Yeah, it's why are we here? What are we here to do? Yeah, are we here to pin our hopes on flying off to rocks in Mars or meeting aliens, and doing all that, just staring into the vast emptiness of space in the hopes that one day we'll do what? Communicate with other people on another Earth. Yeah, you've got people that are being paid to look for other Earth-like planets. Yeah, but and to what ends? Yeah, people want to explore, but the thing is, it's all about the inner journey, and it's about the now. It's looking up there to the stars and all that. Okay, cool, it's something to do, but it's a complete distraction. Yeah. So it's very important. Very, very important. And this isn't to tell people you must believe that the earth is flat. No, it's like detach from belief. Stop believing anything. Don't believe anyone. Look for yourself and surrender to the fact that we don't know. And nobody knows. There are no experts. There are no professors with degrees up to their eyeballs that know anything more than you or I. Yeah? This is why it's important to understand that this hierarchy that's been put in place in our educational system, in academia, yeah, is total bollocks. Yeah, it's false, and it's just designed to keep this whole global lie alive. Yeah. So I hope, hopefully that's enough of a concise answer to make you understand the point. Yeah, and and thank you for those of you in chat who are joining in. Hi, Emerald Rider, good to see you, my man. Yeah, you've been a bit quiet. Yeah. Okay. No, of course you don't. None of us felt that yet. Here we are. You don't. This is it. The point is to realize. But that, the realization is just from, it's all about understanding. Again, like we're looking at how the eyes work. As I said early on, right? For the most part, we don't even think about how our eyes are working. We don't look at a scene and think, oh, I'm seeing it that way because my eyes work like this. It's not until you start actually reflecting, kind of pun kind of intended, on how our eyes work and what we're seeing and what perspective is showing us and demonstrating to us, then we start to really see the truth. And this is it. This is why people pointing at the sun and claiming that proves a globe model, yeah, and the globe predicts this and that, means nothing. Means absolutely nothing. Yeah, because they've totally, you can tell for yourself. You can just look anywhere. You just look around you. Yeah, and it's not just because it looks flat. It is. Yeah, and there's arguments about being an ant on the surface is infantile, because we can go up into the sky much higher than any bloody ant, yeah, or even the most, you have to start thinking. You have to think about the stupid arguments that people regurgitate, yeah, when questioned. Yeah, you've got to be conscious. It's all about becoming conscious, aware, yeah, instead of just blindly believing all the batshit crazy stuff they feed us from batshit crazy people. Yeah, so it's about standing up and being your own man. Excuse me. Oh. Right then, no more. Yeah, we are here. I've said enough on your behalf. Okay. Let's rock and roll. So yeah, in this one, I was just kind of doing one of these orthographic views, but showing how it works with perspective. So you've got these things along the ground, yeah, and they're getting bigger. The car, the house, the castle, the mountain, yeah, it's getting bigger. But the perspective view we have from the balloon up there is making everything seem smaller. So you still have a vanishing point. You still have a horizon, yeah. No matter how high you are above the ground, that surface will appear to rise up. Yeah. So yeah, this is what we see. We're very familiar with this. I'm not sure why I put 60 miles. I would think it was just an estimate. Yeah, because you could then, by having some height. That's right. I think I maybe, based on a calculator or whatever. So here I'm just showing the kind of what was happening on the ground with those ground level shots. There's a camera, there's an ant in front of the camera, and the distance we see is a lot shorter, 100 meters. Right, that's why I put 60 meters above from a high height of a balloon, but down here on the ground we're seeing maybe about 100 meters or so, and the vanishing point comes in a lot quicker. Yeah, not necessarily in the sky portion, but on the ground portion, because there's so much going on the ground in front of us. Yeah, the sky we can still see way over there. Yeah, that's not really impacted by our low eye level, but the lower we come to the surface, the shorter the horizon on the surface. Yeah, so we're going to see more of that. So this is one thing that was really important to kind of understand, is that the horizon on the surface kind of really does come up to you as you get lower. But there's this divide between the surface and the sky, and then the sky's off, over there, right? So then I was just on this one. Hi, David Banner. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Great stream earlier on, man. Nice one. Dr. E. Bills, hi. So this, I'm just kind of comparing that to the globe and showing how they kind of assume that things are going to get cut off. Yeah, but they don't. In reality, if you're high enough above the surface to avoid all that nonsense going on. Yeah. So what have I put here? Oh, the nature of the curve. So when vehicles go over bridges or down a physical dip, we briefly see more of the underside. We also see them angle. So here I found some bridges around Phuket. Hi V Thomas. Yeah, it's Happy Chinese New Year. I can't remember exactly how you say it. So you can see these vehicles, yeah. Now this is to make a comparison. They're basically going down this hump. So what happens, of course, is we see the back go up. I mean, this is common sense stuff. Yeah. All right. So, you can see, there is a difference between something going over a hump and something going off on a flat surface to the horizon. So here I slowed it down. So obviously, the back of the truck comes right up. Its arse end comes up as it goes down the brow of the hill. Same with the car. So you actually see more. You see more of the underside, yeah? So if ships were going down some curve, they would be behaving like this. They'd be going up over the curve, yeah? All right? Yeah, like this pickup truck here, yeah? Ooh, you see the back comes up, okay, down it goes. That's what you would see ships doing if they were going over some ridiculous curve. All right, so now we just kind of compare that, what we saw just now, to horizon and perspective. A long straight road viewed at ground level brings the horizon closer. There is a blind spot which the undersides of vehicles disappear into. This is an optical effect which is not due to curvature, I think I said. Yeah, so this is a different road. Okay, hi, The Plain Truth. Yeah, cool. I'll check those out. Check your videos out. Thank you. Nice one. Okay. Yeah, Thomas F.E. Gron. They always show this orthographic view where the perspective of the observer is never accounted for. Exactly. Well, the curve is that kind of perspective. Yeah. Or the curve of the surface, yeah. All right. Oh, David, thank you very much, my man. Much appreciated. Thank you for the super chat, David. Great work, Nick. You explained it very well. Oh, thank you very much. That's the goal, man. It's always just been about trying to get this across. It's like, yeah, how do you, you know, and it's a real pain when people come back and they say, they just blatantly, you know, they just blatantly deny it. And this is the thing, isn't it? You know, we've got truth seekers and we've got YouTubers, yeah, truth seekers that use YouTube, and YouTubers that use the truth as a vehicle, yeah. But this is it. The truth is that horizons destroy the globe. Look at this. Yeah, this is a guy. This is a guy coming up on a motorbike. It's actually what they call a not a Samlaw, Saleng. Yeah, it's a motorbike with a little sidecar, and I think he's got some gas tanks on it. Yeah, but he was totally, you know, totally obscured by all that stuff in the distance. Yeah, okay. Again, yeah, this is obviously, it's heat. There is heat, but we'll show a cold thing later on. Yeah. Okay. So again, it's just fascinating. Look at this. Look at, you know, he's just not there. You can't see the bottom. His feet and everything. That's a good, you know, it's about a foot of height just gone because of a slight bump in the road. Yeah. So Salang my wang. Chilling, hello there. We have a humpback bridge near me. I hit it at 115. Burst 2 shocks and ripped exhaust clean off the car. Yeah, I can imagine you did. Oh man, that is a heck of a speed, man. Fair shout if you held on to it, man. Right then, this was a lovely one. Just taken off Phuket many years ago when I was first looking into this, and of course I'm on the equator, pretty much near the equator, just a little bit north of it. So, you know, what I did was, I mean, I didn't really use a filter, but just a bit of a setting to kind of make it not, you know, make sure it wasn't overexposed. So a couple of things happen in this. You see the sun kind of shrink. I mean, the lines I've put there, those two parallel vertical lines, are inside the glare. You know, on the full video, the high HD video, you can see the circle of the sun. So, you know, the lines are inside the glare, but then as it goes away, it gets smaller. It gets much smaller. And of course, I'm just watching this from a very low level. Yeah, I'm just standing on the beach there. So what am I, a couple of meters high at the most? Yeah. And also, the other thing you can see is it's veering off to the right, which would be, I think it would be, if it was, yeah, we're kind of going off west, right? Kind of northwest direction. Yeah. So, oh man, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Emerald Rider. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Great super chat. Oh, much appreciated, man. That's yeah, all helps. And it's needed. So that's great, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, and you know, the reflection. Look at the reflection on the water. Can only happen on a flat surface. I mean, how far is that sun going away? Yeah, you know, you can see the boats out there, and then beyond that, and of course, it just gets more and more compressed. Yeah. But again, the funny things about horizons is, reflections is that they're only there for you to see. Yeah. Of course, at that distance, you know, the clouds in the distance have also got more and more compressed, right? So they, you know, even though there's still this thick layer of clouds that could be several miles high, that's all compressed in the distance. So yeah. The sun is eventually going to get cut off. Yeah. Oh, okay. You emailed. Okay, thanks, Plain Truth. I'm not sure if I'm going to mess around with this in this particular stream, but that may be something for later if that's all right. Yeah, because I kind of got things set up here, and that was a bit of a chore in itself. So, is Sandra in the house? Hello. P900 cool pics. Jack's dreaming, hello. All right, yeah. I'm trying to kind of go back and make sure I sub to everyone. Yeah. Witty Woo. Yo-yo house things haven't been around in ages. It's level as the devil. You spelled devil wrong. Water, water everywhere, not a courtesy. Nice one, nice one. I like that. I might put that on a poster or something. Simon Payton asks, "What do you guys think is the real truth about the final experiment?" I don't know. It's a distraction, yeah, and a kind of uh, there are people, if you're a truth seeker, you don't pick sides, yeah, you don't. If you've got this far, you're not going to be trying to come up with models or going back to the things that have already been debunked, and you've already debunked yourself, yeah. I mean, no one could ever tell me that horizons are curvature. There is nothing anyone could ever do to convince me that a horizon is curvature, yeah. No way, yeah. Simply because of how we see them, and the fact that it's just, this is the view we see. You never get a side-on view. You never get this side-on view of curvature. This is the way perspective works. It's just simple. It's really simple, yeah. And yeah, it's you on your globe. You just have to measure it. Measure that curve you believe exists. So yeah, this is just kind of a slide I put together years and years ago, very basic, but trying to kind of show that when you're at your eye level, you're going to see this horizon at your eye level, but because you're usually low to the surface, then it's going to be quite a short distance. But then the sun, for example, is going off a lot further than that horizon in front of you. Yeah, I hope that kind of made sense. Yeah, there's some more time shots. Man, my camera got really, from all this time on the beach filming sunsets, it eventually packed in, but it was a good trustworthy camera. Yeah. Oops, sorry, I'm blocking the words there. So, oh bugger, that's stupid of me, isn't it? Okay, sorry. Right. Yeah, I think what I was saying here. Okay, that text is a bit. Okay. Okay. So perspective makes the sun appear to drop to the horizon, but it is just moving away from us. The sun appears to shrink with distance. So, yeah, this is what I did. Oh, I measured it at the end of it. Just try and put that down there. Yeah. So we see the world through prism eyes, like looking through the base of a glass pyramid. The sea angles upward and the sky angles downward to meet in the middle. So yeah, that was one time when so as the sun set, it did get smaller and smaller in pixel size. Okay, so as you can see, there wasn't any glare. It was a very clear outline of the sun there. Yeah, so yeah, it does, and it gets squashed, and all sorts happens to it. And if you go higher, you see the sun for longer, and it will get smaller. Yeah. So yeah, plenty of people have filmed this with drones and things like that. So I'm just showing that squishing happening. Yeah. So again, we've got 300 pixels, 297, 290. Is it? I can't see. Yeah. So it gets smaller. Right then, this is my favourite. This really does show how the horizon appears on the surface. This is why we get a sharp horizon. So here's the location. It's a dam. It's a reservoir. It's about, I think I say it just now, it's about 650 meters long. Okay. So here's that road. It's again, it's a flat level road, but it's obviously bumpy. It's got, bits and bobs where there's, it's rugged basically. But again, any surface is rugged. Yeah. So, I'm really chuffed that this one actually kind of has been widely used, yeah? So you can see this, just looks just like Lake Pontchartrain as well. Yeah, but you can see there's mirroring on the surface. You can see there's this horizon line on the surface, and you can see that the trees and the lampposts, they go beyond. Now, this one, okay, let me just, this is really important, okay. Now people will say, oh, this diffraction and miraging you're seeing only happens in hot weather. But no, this is, you can go and look this up, it's a fjord in, what countries have got fjords? Finland, is it? So it's cold, all right? And it's looking across this body of water, and you can see exactly the same thing going on. I've got that purple line there, which is where you've got the start of the mirroring. Okay, so basically what actually happens is the surface continues up to that purple line. But before then, we get this line on the surface, which is kind of like the edge. So this ends up looking like the horizon. So it's a level surface that's actually extending beyond that. But so we have this apparent horizon on the surface, yeah? It's not starting to curve away. It's just become more and more compressed. And so what we end up seeing is a mirroring of what is just above the horizon in the distance, yeah? So, yeah, you can see that on the other side. I can't remember the distance. It's kind of far, but not mega far. So, yeah. In cold weather, you still get the same effects. So don't let anyone tell you that you only get these mirage effects and things like that across hot surfaces. Okay, happens across cold. It all conditions. Okay, this is an optical phenomena of perspective, depending on our height above the level surface. Yeah. Okay, destroys the globe in an instant, because the moment that you rise up, the horizon appears to rise with you. So it's not a fixed geometric shape, yeah? This is so important, yeah? We know all this, but we got to be able to kind of like just put it across in the ways that people can check for themselves, you know? So, rock and roll. Yeah, I will, plain truth. It's describing the research I've done. Yeah, definitely, man. Will do. Let me get through this, and I'll check your link out. Yeah. Chris Hayes. Don't say rise up. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's like descriptions, and you know, if you're open to it, we all know what we mean. Yeah, there's no, I don't care if people want to nitpick like that, then it just shows that they're trying to, you know, they haven't got a real argument, they're just making one up. All right, so again, just showing on this surface here where the surface goes up to that white line with the arrow, yeah? But in between there, you've got mirroring, and then you've got this apparent horizon on the surface. So that appears below eye level. This is why people say, oh, there's a drop, the horizon drops. It's because the apparent horizon appears below eye level, and then it's the conversion that's happening at eye level. Now, this is really great timing. Yeah, okay, Chris, I know. Yeah, sorry. It's difficult to know whether people are, having a laugh or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, so you can see as this bicyclist goes off, okay, and he's probably only about halfway by now. He's still got quite a way to go. Yeah. So he's probably couple of 100 meters or so. But look what's happening. Yeah. You can't see he's still above the surface. He's still there. Yeah, he hasn't gone down anything, yeah? All right, but that purple line is kind of the split, the camera's eye level. So, you know, his feet, the bottom part of his bike is all being hidden, distorted, yeah? And it's being reflected on the surface, yeah? It's quite you know, when you think about how things get reflected, it's nuts in itself. It's just so esoteric, yeah? And so, yeah, he's just become this blur now where, you know, he'll split. They're split into two. So we've got the reflection, and again, this is exactly what happens at sunsets, which we'll see. So this is footage by Wide Awake. Oh, bugger, sorry. Yeah, Wide Awake there. Okay. Illusions of a Sunset, he calls this. So just check out what's happening. There it is. There's that mirroring. There they are joining up. All right. Yeah. I've got a little arrow there, so it show, you can't really see what's happening. So that kind of jiggly stuff going on there is the actual, that's the horizon on the surface. And then you've got the mirroring beyond that. And then you've got, the sun getting cut off by the band of convergence above that at eye level. Yeah. Yeah, castor oil. We use that. I get it by the half litre, I think. Rub it on the joints and things. So yeah, this is a fantastic. Again, this is thanks to these cameras, the P900s, the P1000s, and others, that you can zoom in and see this happening. We weren't able to do this before. Yeah. That's right, Nimble Horse, exactly. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Aristotle. Yeah, and this is it. So, yeah, when they come arguing and, guns blazing, where are the guns, Nathan? Yeah, trying to, it's just like, man, they're not even at a place where they can do that. As you say, Nimble Horse, yeah. I don't know, B. Thomas. What the fuck does Aristotle say if you're an indoctrinated mind? Yeah. So we'll just let this one play out, and then after this we'll see a comparison of the sunset with the cyclist on the bridge. So we've got a sunset happening however many 100 or 1,000 miles away, and we've got a cyclist on the road disappearing just like the sun at 600 meters away. Yeah. Our Flat Earth Warriors is in the house, is he? And what are you saying, Jolly Man? Oh, hi, Uncommon Sense. There's a reason Nikon was forced to... Right, she can have been a... Yeah? The Earth is a sausage. Chasing the sunsets. Let's investigate the rotational force on a cylinder. Yeah. Oh, God. Man, you see, yet we are. You've just totally ignored what you've just bloody seen. Yeah, literally, look again, for crying out loud. Yeah, look, it's just gone. It's just, whoop, it's getting swallowed up. But that's, the top half is what's left of it. The bottom half is the reflection, yeah? But it's just disappearing into a little dot. Yeah? Right. So there's the I gotta maybe get myself out of the way here, put myself down here. Yeah, there's the guy on the bike up in the top right there. Okay, so off he goes. I think I changed things around a bit. You'll see in a second. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, FPV. You pointed that out. I need to go and Sandra. We need to Sandra, if you can. I'm not sure if you can put your link in. Put a link to that in the chat box if you can. Yeah. So I kind of it's a bit shaky, but basically again you can see the apparent horizon on the surface and the other horizon where there's the convergence going on. So we got there's two different things going on there. There's the horizon on the surface just because we got a short distance and we're at a low level, and then the convergence above that where the surface and the sky appear to meet. Yeah. So here again we can see the sun just going off like that. It's already kind of split up. Yeah, and off that sun goes and off the bicycle rider goes as well. Oh really? Okay, FPV. All right. Yeah. Just I'll try and I can go and look for. I'm going to make some notes. All right. Hang on. I came prepared with my Sandra shrinking sun. Okay, and a level, what was it? Oh wow, someone, oh man, oh, Emerald Rider, thank you. The perspective we see destroys the globe, Nick. Oh, okay, yes, okay, thank you for the super chat there, man, much appreciated. Alright, so worth repeating, the perspective we see destroys the globe. Absolutely right, yeah, it's like, this is it, you've got to keep hammering this home. Got to make people understand that you know we've been bamboozled by converting perspective into an imaginary curve. Yeah. Oh man, no, it's really, thank you so much, guys. It's really really good to know that this is being well received. Yeah, and yeah, obviously recent events have spurned me on. Yeah. So yeah, just the commentary here: as the sun and the cyclists get further away, the surface stops mirroring them, leaving a gap between the apparent surface horizon and eye level. Yeah, so kind of there's a different, you can kind of see the two different things happening there. Yeah. All right. And this is it. You know, so many of us were out there. You know, what have these guys done that went to Antarctica? What did they do? Did they do any experiments? Yeah. All right. Okay. There you go. There you go. That's that done. All right. Bring this back. All right. In full glory. Hang on. I got to go, but I just got to finish writing notes about. Where was your where were you? Plain truth. Yes. Okay. Right, sorry, the plain truth. Okay, note to self. You had some research, yeah, okay, that's right, okay, cool, lovely, yeah. No, this is all good because this is what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about kind of collaborating, yeah, sharing these things, yeah, and building up that kind of library, yeah. So okay, yeah, that is great. Was that chilling? I know exactly what they've done. They've done my head in. Yeah, too right. Yeah. Okay. On the board. So I think another one, like that's kind of important to say, is you know, horizons are exactly what we expect to see when we're on a flat Earth. Yeah. People go on about the globe, but it's like, no, it's all wrong. The globe model is, you know, the horizons of a globe model are not. They don't work. They, you know, the globe predicts curvature. The globe predicts bulges. Yeah, the globe predicts that you've got to look down. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's just totally wrong. Doesn't fit with how we see reality. Yeah, this is it. You know, it's not done from measurements. No one ever took any kind of measurement. It's done from observations. This is the thing, yeah, looking up at the stars and the sun, yeah. So it is perspective that's converted into this imaginary curve because it's never been done with any measurements, yeah. Yeah, yet here we are, you see, okay. You know, again, you can do this yourself. You can get a flat surface. You can get a ball. We've all done this. We've all flushed our bloody toilets to see which way the water goes, yeah? We've all looked at shadows on flat pieces of wood or table and then compared it with a ball. We've all played around with light, yeah? We've all understood that it can be interpreted in different ways and people can be bamboozled by telling them this is what happens on a globe and only the globe predicts this, yeah? Oh, David, yeah, I heard you were talking about that earlier on your stream. So, okay, you had some bad stuff going on, but you've been given the all clear around 2 weeks ago. Oh, sweet, man. Okay, I didn't know that you'd had like been having the regular checkups recently. So wow, fantastic, man. That's great. Yeah, and I know you were talking about your diet and everything. So knowing that you've done all that with diet and perseverance and everything, that's it. Great, man. Yeah. So, oh wow, someone just sent. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, let me read that super chat from Angle of Elevation. 10, is that 10 Canadian dollars? The horizon is caused by your eye and will always be at eye level, which means eye height. Yes, unless it's viewed through curved glasses, which always cause it to appear to refract down. Okay. All right. So, okay, it's viewed through curved glasses, which will always cause it to appear to refract down. Curved? You mean do they have to be curved in a particular way? Yeah. But thank you very much for that. I'm going to read it again. The horizon is caused by your eye level, your eye, and will always be at eye level. Yes, which means eye height, unless it's viewed through curved glasses, which will always cause it to appear to refract down. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. That's great. Okay. Ah, that's good to know, David. Yeah. Yeah. This is it. And yeah. Yeah. That's what the community of us is. It's not about sticking dogmatically to a belief. It's about celebrating the freedom to explore that, escape from the matrix. And yeah, there's camaraderie in that because, we're on the same mission. Yeah. And I'm sure for a lot of you, it's the feeling is, yeah, this is how, this is revolutionary. This is a revelation. I've got to get this out. I've got to help because you want people to be free like you. You want their minds to just go, Pwah! Yeah. And everything to kind of like come down and then, it's just like, yeah, that's what we want for people. We want just that. Don't want to say it, we don't want to beat people into submission. It's not about that. It's not about confusing people. It's not about dreaming up explanations for things. Yeah, it's simply about recognizing how things appear, how easily we again, this horizons are important because we've been bamboozled by believing what horizons are, believing that they are an edge or a curve, yeah? And they're not. And when you realize that, when you see it for yourself, then that again destroys the globe. And so it doesn't matter, whether people are harping on about the south and north poles, making claims about the sun and the stars when they don't even know what the sun and the stars are. We have our feet on the ground. Yeah. And we have an understanding of how our eyes work. Yeah. So you understand the trick. Yeah. So Emerald Rider, the fact any object island in the foreground at sea on a plane is observed lower on the horizon than the farthest one, globe destroyed. Yes, it's that simple, not possible. Yeah, that's it. And then when you gain height and the horizon, yeah, exactly. You've put that boat that was apparently beyond some curve, it's now come below and in front of you. Yeah, that's it. Instantly. Yeah. Ah, great. David Banner, the friends that came into your chat were absolutely amazing. I don't think I would be here now without them. I will never forget it. Oh man. Oh, that's good to know you felt that support and love. Yeah, I certainly did. Well, when I was in the UK and stuck and had no real way of getting back to Thailand, or had to, it was it was really, it was humbling and heartwarming. Yeah, it really was. Yeah. So happy Thomas, but only those who want to be beaten into submission. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, is that I kind of, I've got lots of other stuff planned, but I think that was kind of it for now. If anyone's got anything to add or a shout out, yeah. So yeah, do go and check out Sandra Coolpix. Is it Coolpix P900 if you can? David Banner, of course, but you all know each other anyway. Yeah. Oh, hi, Lightning or Sea Lightning. Hello there. All right. You're always up for a good scrap, Emerald. Yeah. So, yeah. This is it. The next thing, I suppose, is just kind of measuring the flatness. Yeah, just keep on measuring. Yeah. Just demonstrating it. Yeah. The funny thing is, it's like, they surely they know. This is it. This is still a conundrum when people kind of deny what they're seeing. Do they know what they do, or are they completely unconscious of it? This is maybe the difference. Yeah. But I was going to say that there does appear to be. There's the. Yeah, we've all got to use our discernment, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Emerald Rider. Well done, Nick. Nice one. Great to see you all. Sandra Johnson, Banner, lads. Yeah, be well. Okay, sweet. Yeah. I'm gonna wrap it up, but there's a little, auto hoax. Hi. The human eye is the most sophisticated lens ever. It can focus in the long range and the wide range at wide angle simultaneously and almost instantly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, David, I know, but it's like, when you look back and you were like a stubborn teenager or something, and then, there's like maybe adults or other people trying to tell you stuff, and yeah, you kind of know, but your ego won't let you admit it to yourself. It's just like you'll make excuses, and there's just not that awareness of how that ridiculous that looks to the other people outside, how the people are trying to just have best intentions, and you're just kind of fighting back, and they're just watching you fight back, and they're thinking, oh man, can't just, just let go, just okay, it's no biggie. This is the thing, isn't it? It's the fear, it's the ego. It does kick in, and of course the identity that everyone's been given, and this of course goes to the idea that because the globe has been arrived at through deductive reasoning and false assumptions, and kind of the only thing you don't have, the thing you need is curvature, but it's the one thing you don't have a measure of, no direct measure of it. It's all like, oh, well, because I see this and because of that, and I put it together and I got this jigsaw, and oh, the curvature must be the missing piece, just because there's a pole here and there's a pole there, and I've assumed what they are. Yeah, we looked at that last week. Yeah, it's like, yeah, and even any maps. If people have, it's mental, isn't it? Really, when people have just been focused on one particular map. A lot of us, when we started looking into this, of course, we were looking into maps, and we're presented with an A map, and it might have been a new thing for a lot, but then you start looking into maps and how they're done, and and why that is spread out like that, and what an azimuthal equidistant map is, yeah. And yeah, it takes a while, but then you realise that, oh, okay, that's not the actual shape of the Earth, and you realise that there's a limit to what we can prove is where, especially when you've got huge swaths of ocean that are kind of unaccounted for. Hang on, someone sent me a message. What was that? Sea Lightning. My thumbnail is now Mikey Smith's Sirius, the star he video. Oh, right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that you're stalking each other, eh? But, yeah. So, different people, it's different things, right? But for me, it was the horizon. It's like, yeah, if they're telling you the horizon is curvature, and they're clearly wrong and misinformed, or refuse to even, again, this is why you can't, these astrophysicists and these people working on Mars rovers and things like that, or anyone just watching a rocket going up, they think that they just fill in the blanks, yeah, because it's obvious, right? That's what they're doing. Why would they lie? Why would they be doing anything different to what they're showing? And of course, we realise it's what we're not being shown. It's what we're being distracted from. Yeah. So, yeah, sure. And no one denies that maps work. Yet here we are. But maps don't show curvature. And, maps are distortions. They're projections. And because of the way they work, because it's all, a lot of it is done with observations, right? Yeah, but stars have ground points, and then they're observed to be above the horizon or whatever at certain degrees. Yeah, this is all through observations. And so when you put yourself with an azimuth point and you move 1 degree or 5 degrees or 10 degrees, yeah, that just gets wider and wider and wider, yeah. But no one is going to use a full map of the Earth to navigate. You go bit by bit, yeah. Even if you were flying across Australia, you might use 3 or 4 different maps depending on where you are. Yeah, you'd be using a west coast and east coast, a central, whatever, yeah. Those maps, that's what pilots have to do. Now it's all digital. They can just scroll through it, yeah, but they don't go on there with a full globe map and start doing that, whether it's Mercator or a globe. Yeah, you just don't do that. The distances don't change. This is what people have to understand, that, the distances are what they are. They don't change just because they get drawn differently or spaced out on a bloody map projection, for crying out loud. Yeah. So, when you've got people that have been kind of representing flat earthers simply because of their popularity, and then actually taking up a position where they are then continuing to say we this, we that, when really, if you just stuck to an AE map as your map and not thought beyond that and not understood what maps are, and you then go back to ignoring horizons and physics and all the other stuff that we realize tells us from reality, from real science, that we're not on a globe, then yeah, you weren't seeking the truth in the first place. You were using the truth as a vehicle for YouTube, yeah. Whereas for a lot of us, it's the other way around, yeah. YouTube is used as a vehicle for our truth, yeah. Okay, just a quick read through. No, I do not say we don't. Oh gosh, yeah. See, yeah, you see, this is the kind of rhetoric that we constantly get because you're just trying to argue idiotic points, yeah, making these grandiose claims, tarring everyone with the same brush, yeah. It's just bigoted, Yet here we are. You're saying, but you say we can't trust our eyes. When the fuck did I say that? Yeah? So you're lying. Now you're lying. Just because you want to have an argument. Yeah? So this is it. This is what makes flat earthers. Twats like you arguing the toss by making lies, making shit up about people. Yeah? Because you're not intellectually honest. You're a fucking liar. Yeah? So you don't do yourself any favours by arguing like that. You just make yourself out to look, yeah, you proved the point. You prove that you can't be intellectually honest. Can't take on new information. You want to stick to your globe. Yeah? Yeah? So this is it. Yeah? This is why we see through it. You're not interested in winning a contest. We're not interested in false dichotomies. We're not interested in pushing models. Yeah? Just interested in getting people to that point where they can go, right, I understand how I was made to think this way, and I accept that I may have been misled, and actually I can see it this way, or I can see it that way. And I don't have to have any beliefs whatsoever. In fact, the more I can do to detach from beliefs, the better. Yeah, the better your whole life will be. Yeah. Stop getting mind fucked by everyone else. Yeah. With their agendas. That's what we want. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah. Yeah, auto hoax. The Earth observes flat. The Earth behaves flat. Measures flat. No, I called you a lie. Yet here we are. You can challenge me all you want, and I've been giving you answers because I know the answers. But I called you a liar because you lied. Because you said that I said you can't trust your eyes. I did not fucking say that. Did I? Yeah? You are lying. What I actually said, and what we all understand, is that things do not appear in the Euclidean geometric way that they actually are physically in reality, but we can tell depth because of perspective, because of the changing in angular size. We are very familiar with it. We navigate our world around us by understanding perspective in our eyes. Yeah? But it's the same as your heart beating or your lungs working. Yeah? You don't think about it, they just do it. And we've been doing it since we're all bloody experts in perspective because we've been doing it since year one. Yeah? The moment you started trying to reach out for blocks or grab onto something, you were learning how perspective works. Yeah? But just like everything else, you ignore it and then you get bamboozled by academia telling you that you're living on a spinning ball because horizons, because the sun. Yeah? So you lied and I called you a liar. And we can still have a civil conversation, but stop lying. And again, it's just you're attacking the man, you're attacking the messenger. Yeah? Yeah, when you come up with, well, you said this and you said that. It's like whatever, regardless of what someone says or how you interpret it or what your filters heard, yeah? Just go and look at reality. And whether someone says the horizon rises to eye level, or the horizon appears at eye level, or the horizon is your eye level. Yeah? doesn't matter. It's doing what they are saying it does. Yeah? Because of perspective. Yeah? No, so you again, you see, yet here we are. You're interpreting it in your way with your global goggles on and your anti-flat earth filters. Yeah? Yeah, so you interpreted me telling you that you shouldn't trust your eyes. No, you're just adding shit in that you've heard from other people also telling porcupines. Yeah? You haven't got your bullshit filter on. And that's what flat earth does to you. Yeah? You clear out all the bullshit. Yeah? Bullshit over there. Bullshit over there. Reality. Ah, thank you very much. Yeah? That's what this is all about, mate. And yeah, you didn't say anything about a spinning ball, but that's what this argument's about, isn't it? It's about people telling you live on a spinning ball because horizons are curvature. And that's what I'm addressing. So yeah, the subject is the belief, not the knowledge, the belief that you live on a spinning ball. Because the sun, the stars. Yeah, Jupiter, Venus. What's that, Chilling? You're talking to Chilling. Angle of Elevation says, Globers claim you can't trust your eyes, but you judge reality with them. Now that said, you can be tricked, but not... Well, yeah, that's... Again, yeah, there you go. Angel of Elevation has put it very succinctly. Yeah? Use your bloody discernment. Yeah, but that's the thing. You got, for the bloody Globers, you got to really kind of craft this thing that, because that they just want to try and trip you up. And it's like, no, this is not a competition. Yeah. Well, Jason, you're saying, in all fairness, someone misrepresenting doesn't really equate to lying. It's a misunderstanding. Make up and move on. No big deal. Well, no, I mean, because again, it's his interpretation, and this is it. It's worth clearing these things up. And yeah, I've got the right to get pissy if someone says you said this, as if they are quoting what I said. But no, what it is their own bullshit interpretation. Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy to make up. And I don't expect apologies, but I don't want to hear any more bullshit like that. Yeah? Dr. Evils, vision on the back of the eyeball shows images upside down to the brain. So I mean, who knows what really happens? I mean, it goes from whatever the light, it still gets turned into some kind of electrical signal, right? I mean, it's nuts. It's how can we, and it's all happening without us thinking. This is the amazing thing, isn't it? It's all going on just like a scar will heal, like I was saying. All your bodily functions that just go on, and we're not controlling them, but we when it comes to our eyes, then obviously that's telling us a lot about our surroundings. It's very important. Yeah. Nimble Horse, all truth passes through 3 stages. First it is ridiculed, second it is violently opposed, third it is accepted as being self-evident. Yeah, and haven't we seen that come true over the past, since 2020? Yeah, and way before then as well. Yeah, so it's quite exciting times, actually. A lot of things are coming to light. In fact, I wonder if less censorship will mean that that trickles through to YouTube and these kinds of videos get less censored. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Some people might have bailed from Flat Earth at just the wrong time. Just when Flat Earth is going to take off, they bailed. Who knows? Matthias Hagman, the earth is flat, the truth is the truth, it doesn't matter how many doesn't believe it, yeah. Right, here we are, says, you said this is what you think you see, okay. Okay, no, sorry, I'm going back to whatever you said, right, okay. Yeah, that's right, Emerald Rider. The body knows what it needs. And chilling, we are here. Pull your balls out your ass. Yeah. But it's funny. It's funny. The drama is kind of funny. And yeah, it's like... I heard someone was saying to me the other day, it says, you know, why flat earth is so engaging? It's because it's so simple. And it's so simple. Yeah, it's true. But it hurts. It's so simple it hurts. Yeah. All right. Okay, so Angle of Elevation says, so instead of using the emotional charge term liar, I like exaggeration or untruth better. Well, fair enough. Yeah. It's just that, you know, if you look back at the conversation throughout the chat, then, you know, it had reached a point where, yeah, there was trolling going on. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I don't like to have outbursts. I'd rather have mutual discussions. Yeah. But you can't let people take the piss at the same time. And yeah, there's, you know, there's boundaries, right? And yeah, no, it's not a nice word. It's not. Is that Dr. Evil's? Emerald, I watch on my phone and my vision is bad and you record in the dark. At first I thought you were upside down. Yeah, Emerald's got some good trucking videos there going on. I've got on a plane, hello there. Yeah. Yeah. And I do understand, of course, angle, sorry, what's your angle of elevation, that maybe that was the point. Yeah, it was to get a reaction, yeah? And so, yeah, I took the bait. Yeah, but there you go. I'm only human, right? And... I don't know what you're talking about, yet here we are. Who wants to control? I don't want to control, just want to put you right. Yeah? Rethink. Hello there. All right, you've joined rather late. Yeah, so, yeah. No, I mean, life is not something you can really control. So, yeah, this is it. Yeah. But you know, you can control what you're led to believe. Yeah, you can control whether you're taken for a ride or not, and we've all been taken for rides, and we've all realized that there's a point where you have to get off or tell the guy to stop. Yeah. Well, okay, yet here we are. All right, well, look, just make your questions less accusatory. Stop attacking the man, okay? And stop, you know, and again, use your discernment, yeah? If you've understood something to mean this, that, or the other, but that's not what was said, then reevaluate your, this is it. We have these opportunities in our daily life, yeah? It happens to us all. This whole thing is all about growing. It's about the you know, evolving our spirit, right? The journey of, you know, not getting caught up in the bullshit. Yeah, so it has to be pointed out. Yeah, the word liar really. I mean, I'll admit that I, as a person, as a man or whatever, will lie to myself on a daily basis because the ego does the lying. Yeah. And I know, I can see that your ego was in control there, and maybe mine was too. Yeah. But there's also this admission and understanding that we lie to ourselves, and we lie to each other. We lie to our partners. We lie to our parents. Yeah. Whoever. Yeah. We lie to our kids, whether it's white lies or, reactionary lies or to cover things up or whatever, or just to, happens all the time. But the whole point is to stop yourself and catch yourself, yeah? And stop trying to be in that kind of frame of mind where you're attacking the person because you felt slighted by the way you interpreted what they said when they were just speaking the truth, delivering a message, yeah? Thank you, Jason. Yeah. So yeah, we've all got to have a bit of an ego. It's there, But yeah, it's all about you've got to train the monkey mind. Yeah. That's Rhett Presley, Priestley. Hi, sorry. Good day, Nick and chat. And what a beautiful day on our flat. Eretz, yes. Tony Dixon. When there is the very slightest of inclinations to the surface of a body of water, it will always flow and find its level, a horizontal straight line across its entire surface. Yeah, again, yeah, this is it, isn't it, Tony? That's the truth of reality. It's right there, And if you go to a globe and you say, all right then, so at what point does water not flow down a curve? When does water not flow? Because it's supposed to do that at some point in your model. Yeah, where's the prediction for that? And if they can't tell you, then they just say, well, I don't know. No. Move on. Yeah. And this is it. And it's quite funny, isn't it, Tony? When you might be just sitting there looking, and it's like, after all of this, you've been thinking about it, and then you might be looking at some water, and then it's like, bah! It hits you. It's like, wow. Yeah. It really sinks in. Yeah. Otto Hoax, she's got a ticket to ride. Yeah. Oops. Dr. Evils, you lie to yourself more than others. You bet it was Brenda, do you, Chilling? Yeah. Uh-huh. On a plane, what do you call someone who cleans a vacuum cleaner? A vacuum cleaner. Haha. What do you think? I'm a patient or I'm a patent or patient that lies to my children as little as possible. Me and the wifey disagree about that, like Santa and such. It just teaches them lying is okay, and I understand it's supposed to be fun. Parent, okay, yeah, parent, I see. Yeah, I kind of went through that as well, and I thought about it, and it's like I don't. Yeah, it's not too bad because there is this whole excitement around it, and I remember feeling a lot of excitement, and I didn't mind. It was in a way it was good. It was good to work it out in the end. It's one of those things that you kind of work out and then you play the game. I think it is a good example, the whole Santa Claus thing, of how we can perpetuate a lie. But I don't think it needs to be considered as nefarious as we might have thought when we start to realise, oh my God, I've lied to my kids about Santa or the Tooth Fairy, and it's like you think, oh, that's bad because now I'm admonishing people for lies. I'm rebelling against all those lies. And yeah, you can feel like you have to kind of abandon that. But actually, no, I mean, we can still celebrate life and all those wonderful things, even though we might understand by now that the roots of them are not so, maybe, it's anyway, Christmas and things like that. It's a whole jumble of things anyway. It's, where does Saint Nick come into or the Santa Claus come into the whole, Jesus story, and they're all kind of merged into one. But I think that happens in any culture. And yeah, you're supposed to work it out, and it's a bit of a good training. Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading the chat. Okay, sorry, just come back to rethink. Yeah, because yeah, you can end up becoming kind of too anti-social. You can end up becoming a bit antisocial and kind of so anti-establishment that you kind of end up being just a killjoy. Yeah, so really it's kind of for example, in our kind of household, we celebrate Christmas or the Christian or English holidays, as well as the Buddhist ones, and it's always just fun, and it's kind of like the Krathong, Loi Krathong, or Songkran in Thai. So yeah. So there's nothing wrong with teaching a bit of tradition, and so yeah, as they grow older, you can talk to them about it when they understand, but trying to tell kids, oh, Santa doesn't exist, or whatever, or just kind of not going along with the festivities could be kind of it's just it's kind of too much a killjoy maybe. Rethink says, we found a balance. We say Santa and Mummy and Daddy gave gifts. Yeah, okay. And you're right, there is a line with lying and we don't cross it. It's more of me overreacting. So I had to bend it. Oh, yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I think, it's a time of giving gifts, isn't it? And a mystery gift. But, yeah, I think by the time you're, 7, 8? Maybe 9, 10 at the very latest, you've worked it out, right? Yeah, so there's just a few years of giving the kid that kind of, that excitement, because obviously the first year they might not get it. Second or third year, okay, they're getting into the groove now. Okay, Christmas, all right, I'm going to get presents. Yeah, and it's wonderful to see their reactions, isn't it? So it is nice. Yeah. Your Dr. Evil's your anti-everything, just a joy to be around. The Jolly Man. Oh, you're okay. You're talking to Auto Hoax. Oh my goodness! Wow, Rhett, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Okay, no message there. I appreciate that. So a $20 super chat from Rhett. Well, thank you very much indeed. Wow. Okay. Yeah, really appreciate the support. Yeah, it's I work, but it's always a juggle. So it is really well appreciated, and it's nice to kind of direct some energies into this. So thank you. Yeah. Tony Dixon. Yeah, Nick. It was when I was reminded how water behaves back in November 2016. I'm embarrassed to think I used to believe the spinning globe nonsense. Yeah, well, I suppose, the embarrassment thing is right. I suppose what a lot of us, if you're on that path, then it's okay. But yeah, I suppose that embarrassment is what people, especially if you kind of believe the globe through this deductive reasoning and through the kind of, it's like you've been given clues, and then, okay, if you're smart, you can jump out of reality and you can imagine yourself on a ball where down is in all directions towards the center of the earth, and you know, this, that, and the other, and there's no up or down in space, and off they go. So you kind of, all right, I'm pretty smart to be able to see that, aren't I? Okay, someone's described this to me, and okay, I put these things together. So that's the thing, isn't it? There is this feeling of, and I remember that early on in the whole, when we first started putting videos out, people would come along and say, you know, well, I can tell you how much you'll weigh in a lift that starts moving up at X time, you know, at a certain speed or acceleration. So it's funny because people that are able to do or know the physics, the mental gymnastics to write physics equations and things, there's this assumption that that's only possible because we live on a globe. Yeah, it's like it's all derived from that, and it's like, no, you got to just really break it down to, even though heavy things fall through the air and you can measure the rate of acceleration, well, okay, you can measure that, but it doesn't prove anything about the cause, you know, where is it pushing, pulling, up or down, or what else is happening, yeah? And it certainly doesn't prove the shape of the Earth, but it does allow you to say, well, okay, if it's related to mass, then we make the Earth this massive, this dense, and we can calculate the rate of acceleration for an object of this relative density to that, yeah? And away they go with their models, yeah? So, and this is the thing, this is what, like, I was listening to this, or a couple of lectures recently by some astrophysicists, these guys working at SETI, and the way they're looking for you know, Earth-like planets, and you know, really all they're relying on is this deep field view where they're basically, there's no direct views of any planets. If it's basically, if there's a star which gets slightly dimmer on a regular basis, it means there's a planet going around that star. And so all they get back is really just this information that, okay, this star was a pixel dimmer at this time. And then that happened again, you know, another 12 months later or whatever, you know, 400 days later or something. So, yeah, but again, it's all based on this assumption that they're on an Earth that is another planet, yeah, when really no one ever measured any curvature. Yeah, they were bamboozled about horizons. So this is it. If people can believe that horizons are curvature when they clearly are not, then it doesn't matter if you're an astrophysicist or not. You're working on a false premise. Oh, what was that? FPV, you said something. Okay, Thomas, sometimes you can give money to people and they end a friendship though because they have no way of paying it back. Be careful. I don't know. Okay, we were talking about something else before that. The Jolly Man, level is tangibly proportional to a force that hasn't been one since 1915. Clever. Oh, sorry, I've just missed a couple there. FPV Angel, the Christmas tree represents Eve's cone, her spiral. The presents represent the elements, and the angel on top should be obvious. Ah, okay. So, yeah, it has a nice meaning in that respect, yeah, doesn't it? Yeah. 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 Okay. Dr. Evil's actually, I'm pissed at the lies I was indoctrinated with. Yeah, Emerald. Okay, yeah, nicely said. It's nice to support those who actually need it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going back through just to see what. Oh, you're heading back to Mexico, are you, Emerald Rider, in 9 days? Nice. You always look very very happy, very relaxed. You look really at home when you're there, man. And then you're tinkering around, doing this and that. So do post some videos, okay? Keep us updated there. So that's great. Yeah. Rethink says, I can be highly antisocial. I find myself telling myself people aren't aware of the lies of these creatures that fancy themselves leaders. People are just happy with not challenging reality. Yeah, I know. I know. But it's kind of weird, isn't it? Because there is this, when you kind of wake up, when you wake up in any kind of way or form, whether it's flat earth or some other kind of spiritual awakening, you do go through this phase of, okay, so right, what do I do now? What do I do with this knowledge? And it's kind of, actually, that's just another step, because another further step is the letting go of not trying to have control. Yeah. And so it's like, you've got to really let it, it's that kind of, it's really trust and faith in the universe or God, or however you want to put it. Yeah, that higher power, the same intelligence that is maybe, making you breathe and making your eyes work and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, you let that intelligence navigate for you, instead of this artificial intelligence of the mind, the monkey mind and the ego. Yeah, so it's a whole process, and so yeah, but then you get to the point where you can go back into the kind of the fake real world, and you can still operate because you're not emotionally attached anymore. It's like, yeah, that's the way things are. There are always going to be believers. There are always going to be haters. There are always going to be liars, I'm afraid. It happens, yeah. And again, we lie to ourselves, and we've got to check ourselves when we do that. So it's never ending, really. And sorry, you just sent me off on a tangent there, Rethink. But it's nice. I appreciate you, sharing the input there. This is what it's all about to me. It's about separating the wheat from the chaff there. Heavy metal ruined my life. Hello there in 1971. May I ask, do you guys still believe in space vacuum? Still believe in space vacuum? Well, I suppose there's two things to consider there, right? We understand that we're in a pressured system, and that can't be next to a vacuum, and you would kind of need a barrier. But then again, we've been told that space is a vacuum, or it would have to be a vacuum, or again, it's this kind of process of what do you call it? Deductive reasoning, that we get a vacuum up there. But really, it's the same gases, I suppose, but they're just maybe a bit thinner and spread out. But only because we've been sold this narrative of a vacuum, because a vacuum would be frictionless. So that would allow the planets to revolve around the sun for eternity. Yeah. So the whole idea of the solar system, and it, rather than thinking about it as an electric universe or something like that, they're thinking of it as a material universe, or so of matter. It's all matter. So knowing that matter experiences friction on Earth, and you can't have something spinning perpetually, but you can in a vacuum, then they apply that to the matter that they assume is the solar system with the so it's all kind of like false, misleading, deductive reasoning. I think Galileo was messing around with marbles. Yeah, so yeah, you can have this deductive reasoning that makes sense, and it's logical that, okay, you get to that point where there's a vacuum and there won't be any friction, but that doesn't mean that's what's happening up there where the stars are. Might not be a vacuum, it might be liquid, it might be a rock. I saw some clip the other day, some flat earther posted it. Like you go through this cave you go in water, you're on a canoe and you go through this cave in New Zealand, but it sparkles, it lights up, it's like, it looks like stars in the sky, and it's like, wow, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Nimble Horse, I go for the electromagnetic toroidal universe with the flat Earth static plane in the center, possibly. Okay. And that kind of, yeah, as far as the kind of physics goes, that kind of would, that can explain a lot, right? FEV Angel, I can prove a creator, even show you their glory. It is not copyright to a religion. Yeah, good point. It's not exclusive. It's not, yeah, it's for everyone, yeah? So... yeah, and this is the thing, isn't it? This is why it does annoy me when people, point out, they want to accuse you of this or that, and it's all right if they've got a valid point, yeah, but you don't, you're not attacking them because you understand that when you're questioning the globe or that they feel that they're under attack because you're attacking their belief and the ego and their identity. We get that. We all understand because we've been there and it's all been part of the journey to understand that I reacted in a certain way because someone said something or I accused this person of something because they were just pointing out some fact. And so we've all done it, yeah, but that's part of the kind of growing up, isn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, in Spaceballs, yeah. Chilling, that was a good one. Heavy metal ruined my life. The authorized King James Bible says there are 3 heavens: the sky where the stars, angels reside, the throne room of God. Jesus Christ. Simple. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Rethink. You know that we are created, not believing, but not knowing. But knowing, I have multiple supernatural things happen to me in my life. That just doesn't work if we are smart monkeys with thumbs. Yet we are here. How does the ISS work? How is the ISS sighting times possible in nearly every on Earth? Again, okay, let's be clear here. I personally do not deny, that there is something going around up there, and the fact that winds do travel around there, and they could be electric in nature. There's all sorts going on. It could be these superfluid gases, right, which are whirling around. There's movement like there is when you stir your tea cup, right? There is movement going on up there, right? So basically, as far as I'm concerned, the same stuff is happening. You put a balloon up there, or you put some dangly thing like a satellite on a balloon, or you launch it up in a rocket and you shoot it up into this stream of whatever, then it's going to go okay. So yeah, is that clear for you? Do not deny that there's something up there. Whether or not there are people on it, I doubt it very much. Yeah, that seems to be pretty much faked and it's just storytelling. Yeah, but I don't deny that there's anything up there. Yeah, and it doesn't, just because you see a rocket go up, I mean, in the UK, I often see satellites going overhead. I see them. You watch them. You watch these lights go across the sky. Yeah. So don't deny that they exist. They're not fake. They're there. They're floating around. Yeah. Just not around a globe. Not because they're constantly falling around this. That's ridiculous. Constantly falling. Yeah. It'd still eventually lose momentum if they were constantly falling. But it's just they're going around in the energetic winds or vortex, or again, like I can't remember who it was that said, if you consider this a toroid, then yeah, it's all just whizzing around like a whirlpool. All that. I mean, these are all things that we see in nature. So there's no reason. You can assume that this toroidal kind of effect is what we're seeing going on up above us. We don't know for sure, but it's an assumption or a theory you can build a model on if you like. Yeah, and so yeah. Chilling says, you're sieving through a bag of soil improver. So far I've got loads of grass, plastic bags and lumps of metal. Emerald Rider says, I give no authority to any god. 1971. I highly doubt anyone here does. Balloon! Yes, Dr. Bell's balloon. BV Angel might be an octopus. Okay. The Jolly Man. Gases separate into columns of pressure. No, they separate into layers. Oh, okay. Did someone say columns? No, right. Yeah, relative to density of naturally... sorry, I scrolled down too fast. Stacking gases, the pressure columns are impossible. Yeah, it's kind of... Yeah, they're not columns. They just kind of illustrate them that way, don't they? Yeah, it's not really a column. Daniel, the Kármán line. Yeah, what is it really? I mean, you don't necessarily just enter the vacuum of space. There's just what they officially declare. Is it about 100 miles up? Yeah, heavy metal, the analemma of the sun and moon are easily explained on a level Earth, but ridiculous on the... Yeah, doesn't really make sense on a globe, no. Yep, Tony. Lights in the sky have nothing to do with the shape of the Earth. Well, you know, they kind of do, because, yeah, it's like... We know we're seeing things because of perspective, so we know we're not even seeing a curve or a dome. We're seeing this kind of parallel sky to the surface, yeah. So it's kind of, yeah, in a way it tells us it's flat. It does. It does tell us it's flat, but not curved. But we've had to, yeah, I know, we've had to really kind of emphasize that, haven't we? We've had to say no, because we know that the globe has been built on looking at the sun and converting perspective into an imaginary curve. So, yeah, it's like, okay, rather than arguing the toss to say, no, that's not where you get your proof from. You measure the Earth's surface. Auto hoax. SpaceX videos have never made me think, wow, that's incredible. My reaction is always CGI garbage. Yeah, again, you know, they always get to a certain point. I mean, yeah, they can go up, and I don't deny that SpaceX rockets are going up. And okay, if they've got this cool technology where they can, you know, about bloody time. It is 2025, for crying out loud. I mean, how long ago was it they went to the moon? 60 years ago, apparently. Or let's say the Apollo missions, not assuming they went to the moon. But yeah, bloody well should have improved that technology by now. So, but again, yeah, a rocket going up and then coming back down again. I don't know if they're coming down in the same place or what, but the Earth isn't spinning beneath them, is it? Yeah, but we never see much beyond that. Yeah. Rethink says it does matter our reality, but after having an awakening in 2001 and again in 2014, the awareness of the depth of deceptions is the pot, I think you're going to say, of gold at the end of the road. Discernment is a gift, the rainbow. Yeah, nicely said, Rethink. Yeah, definitely. Oh, interesting. You kind of, it does come in stages. And I remember Flat Earth came at a time when I was thinking, okay, I get it now. The money system, the straw man wasn't so clear on that, but kind of was waking up to that. You know, the Federal Reserve and kind of, this maybe an electric universe, or maybe this, maybe that, and then what's next? Okay, it's like I get it, okay, but there's, you know, okay, 9/11 was an inside job, all right, yeah, and why? Okay, politics, yeah, okay, Hegelian dialectic, all right, but yeah, what else is there? And then boom, yeah, 2014, 2015, Flat Earth came along. Yeah, just that being prompted. Yeah. And FPV Angel said, I decoded the Bible, so did Mauro. Biglino. They are personifications. It has many gods in that book. Okay. Billy Zick, hello. Auto hoax at 100,000 feet elevation. The atmospheric pressure is ground zero. That's a hell of a difference from the stated vacuum of space if they travel another 40 more miles. At 100,000 feet elevation, the atmospheric pressure is always around zero. That's a hell of a difference from the stated vacuum of space if they travel another 40. Ah, okay. Right. Yeah, zealots don't want to hear the truth. Donald. Sorry, what's that? Plastic. I wonder if the SpaceX going up today will have a rapid unscheduled disassembly. John Mama, hello. I love you all, especially Nick. Thank you. It's the truth. I treat all my children the same except my favourite one. Okay. Yeah, Emerald Rider, pressure matters. Cool. Right then. Oh, what's that one? Okay, I'm going to do this one more from Lightning. Wherever you live, watch for Venus to suddenly illuminate at your scheduled sunset time. You will see it turn on in your southwest sky, 30 degrees up. I set my phone, okay, to alert me. All right, nice one. Yeah, I mean, I do see Venus. But yeah, you're right. It does kind of illuminate a certain time. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, hey, listen, I'm going to have to wrap it up. I'm getting hoarse. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chats. Yeah. It's really helpful. It is. And, and yet here we are. I hope you've gained some understanding. All right. And I hope you understand why I lashed out. And I wish I didn't have to. Yeah. And angle of elevation. Thank you there for your chat, super chat, and for sticking the boot in and maybe correcting me. And Rhett Presley, thank you very much for yours as well. Okay, and Emerald Rider, Brian, thank you very much, man. And yeah, David Banner, I think I've said thank you. So, it's really, really nice. Thank you. So listen, I'm gonna love you and leave you. It's oh my God, it's nearly 4 a.m. here in Phuket. All right, so I'm gonna have to head out and let you get on with the rest of the weekend because it's done for me here. All right, so yeah, thanks a lot, man. It's been great. And if you feel free to use that footage, that Horizon footage, yeah. Okay, all right, nice one. Thank you, FPV Angel. I appreciate that sentiment there. Okay, all right, okay. Take care, everyone. Thanks a lot. Be good. Stay safe.